Hey, good morning, Morter Marchers. I'm Dr. Ted Morter. Welcome to Morter March Monday. Thank you for being here with me today. I hope that you're having had a great weekend, and I hope you're ready for a great week this week. You know, it's going to be really hot here in Arkansas. I'm up in 99 for 5 days in a row. It's going to be crazy. Since, of course, my air conditioner went out yesterday, but they're going to come fix it today. So it'll be all right. You know what? What I want to talk about for just a moment today is a new word, something that I know about, but I didn't realize the word was called. It's called glimmers. Glimmers are like the opposite of triggers. Triggers can trigger you to a reaction based on your past and something that causes you to neurologically move into a state of discontent and disharmony and trepid and being, worried and fearful. Whereas a glimmer is more about being calm and collected and connected. That's what a glimmer is. So here's the difference. A trigger, the other day, Jen and I were talking about someone. We were talking about somebody who's getting divorced, and she said something, and it just set off triggering me. I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel really strong about that. She's like, why are you reacting this way? I said, I don't know. That was a clear trigger, something that she said, something that was, from my past that came up. And it's time to recognize those things. So we all know when you get triggered on something. Hi, Diane. We know when you get triggered on something that your body just reacts a certain way because it's mentally stored. These engrams are stored up in here, and you respond exactly the same way every time it comes up. That's a trigger. A glimmer, on the other hand, is something completely different. A glimmer is something that you recognize it's more subtle and it's more difficult to spot all the time. But once you recognize a glimmer, then you can start to find more and more glimmers. They're tiny things that happen during the day that give you joy, make you feel calm, make you feel connected. That's what happens when we focus on what they term a glimmer. So let me give you an example. And I thought about this. What would a glimmer be to me? Well, the other day, Saturday, I went up to pick up hay for this year. They're mowing hay up in Cassville, Missouri. So I took the trailer up to get almost 100 bales of hay. And when I got there to the field and I stepped out, I opened the door and I smelled the fresh cut hay, and it was a trigger, but in a good way, which would technically be called a glimmer. It was like I felt from my past. I felt when I grew up, I felt things like, things that gave me joy and peace and things that I used to do all the time, mowing the yard or baling hay or working on the farm. And it brought back memories from my childhood when I was in Ohio visiting my grandparents every summer, when all of the kids would go up there and we'd spend a month up there with the grandparents in Ohio, farming and mowing and baling hay. And oh my gosh, all these things can come back. Well, these are glimmers. And when you feel that good feeling, like when I stepped out of that truck and I felt that, I got it through the sense of smell and vision. I could see it. I could hear the tractors running. I could smell. I could feel the humidity in the air. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is just like back when I was a kid. That's a glimmer. So when we connect to those things and we reinforce those, you'll be able to see them more and more during your day. So you start to look for these things that give you a positive trigger, if you will, called a glimmer. So you think about it for a little bit today, and what gives you joy? What is something that brings, calm and peace to you? I think Jana probably has a glimmer when she's crocheting or knitting on the couch at night when we're watching a show or something. She'll be over there knitting. And I just look and I said, she's in her bliss. That probably reminds her of something from the past. Maybe her grandparents used to crochet or knit. And so I'm sure that brings things back to her that gives her joy and gives her a feeling of comfort and calm and bliss. And that's what we're looking for in our lives. In these days, my God, there's so many crazy things that are happening. You just have to try to look for the gold, look for the positive things that are there. There's negative and there's positive. And I don't know why people seem to jam negative into the positive that's happening all the time in our lives. People want to jam that down your throat. Don't fall for that. Go for the glimmers. Go for the things that make you happy and calm and connected and comfortable, that make you feel good. That's a whole different idea than being triggered into a reaction that you're going to be into fight or flight, and your body's going to try to react to that. Hey guys, thanks for the love. I appreciate it. Hey Allison, good morning. So we're going for glimmers. Glimmers are when you're playing with your kids or your little grandkids. They come over and they just give you a big hug on the leg, or remind you of the past, or remind you of things that you used to do. Those are glimmers. Those are what we need to have more of and less of triggers. All right, so that's our quickie for the July. I'm going to be thankful and grateful for glimmers in my life because I want more glimmers coming to my life. So if I'm thankful and grateful for that, and I embrace that, then that will attract more things through the law of attraction, more things to me that will be positive glimmers versus the triggers that I gave you an example of that from the past. We don't want the triggers, we want the glimmers. We want the glimmers. So think about it for a moment. I'm going to be thankful and grateful for glimmers in my life. I want more glimmers. I'm looking for more glimmers. I'm looking for an excuse to find a glimmer. I'm looking for glimmers everywhere I look. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, when I get on my grasshopper and I mow the yard out here for 2 or 3 hours, those are glimmers to me because it's not a job. People say, why don't you have somebody else mow your yard? Well, because I enjoy that, because it gives me time to think, gives me time to, it's almost a meditation for me when I'm driving around there. And I look for positive things. Sometimes I can get caught up in the negative and be thinking about things bad that happened. But boy, you don't want to do that when you're driving a tractor and you're bouncing and bouncing, because that just uses that physiological impact of, pounding it into the nervous system. You got to be careful what you think about. What you think about, you bring about. I'm going to think about glimmers. I'm going for the glimmers in my life. So I'm going to be thankful and grateful for glimmers in my life. So we're going to do the march. Go to www.Morter March Monday. Watch those videos. They're all free. Watch those about what this means, how this really works. So I'm going to be thankful and grateful for glimmers in my life. So I'm getting in this position which reinforces the cerebellum in my brain to pay attention to what my body position is doing while I'm thinking about positive thought. Thankful and grateful for more glimmers in my life. Thankful and grateful for glimmers. Thankful and grateful for the joy in glimmers. Okay, hope you're all doing this with me. Might as well. Thankful and grateful for glimmers. Thankful and grateful for glimmers in my life. I'm thankful and grateful for these glimmers. Positive, joyful things that bring bliss and calm and connectivity to you. That's what you're looking for in life. Not the abstract out there. Not the abstract. Not the something shiny. Thankful and grateful for glimmers. Thankful and grateful for these glimmers. I'm looking forward to more glimmers in my life. I love glimmers. See, then we reinforce that. So when it comes, we're better able to recognize it when it pops in there. Thankful and grateful for glimmers in my life. Thankful and grateful for glimmers. I'm thankful and grateful for glimmers. Ooh, that one made me wobbly. Okay, all right. Thankful and grateful for glimmers. This is the last set. Thankful and grateful for these glimmers in my life. Thankful and grateful for positive, good, fun things in my life. One more. Thankful and grateful for glimmers in my life. Thankful and grateful for glimmers. Thankful and grateful for glimmers in my life. So what does that mean? It means that I'm looking forward to these things in my life, to be positive about it, to be able to recognize it, to lower my shoulders, to calm down, and enjoy life as it comes to me, instead of just letting it pass over me and pass by me. Enjoy all the little things in your life. Those are the glimmers that bring you joy, keep you connected, make you feel calm. I'll see you next week. Bye.